Get out of the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen. You don't want to get cooked. Get out of the kitchen, innit? I'm just joking, bro. All right, I'm just joking. No, so what?
As I was saying, that I think that a lot of what we see as intimidation or the abject hatred of free speech, I think you're going to find that it's going to improve at Hyde Park over the coming few weeks, because I think that there's a realization by a lot of the Muslims down here and outside of here as well, that some of the actions of a tiny group of Muslims has been counterproductive to the narrative that they wish to put out.
Right.
And as I said previously, I felt that there's been a pattern of behaviour over the last 2 or 3 months or so that we've all been quite shocked at. When I was speaking to a couple of the Muslims today, I pointed out, even yourself, when somebody mentioned Sarah, and I said, really, this isn't about Sarah at all. Yeah, this isn't about Sarah at all, because the same problems that you ascribe to Sarah, I've seen you use the same tactics on Ty, for example. And I pointed this out to them, and I said that Ty has a particular way of speaking. It's a bit like Marmite, you might not all like it, but I said that I think Ty's 3 or 4 steps ahead of everybody else in the park. But if you don't understand it, then you don't understand it. It's as simple as that. But I genuinely believe that after today, I believe that it's going to settle down in the park again. Because for me, I've got to be perfectly honest with you. I've seen a pattern over the past 3 months, and I think that everyone who has a counter narrative, to the Muslim narrative, has deliberately been targeted. And it seems that all the people who have been targeted seem to have been black men. Yeah, it seems to have been black men. And the thing is, it's really strange when people get offended when you say that, and then you look at the evidence, and the evidence points to that.
Matches up.
Yeah, points to that. But I'm happy that I sorted some stuff out today, because as I said to you, I'm a funny guy. If somebody threatens me, I will come down to wherever they are. You understand? And seek that confrontation and hopefully clarification. You understand? And then peace, because that's how it should be. And fortunately, that's what's happened today. I still feel that there are 1 or 2 people that don't fully understand the notion of free speech and what it means. Free speech means I can listen to Ty, but I don't have to agree with Ty. Free speech means that Gary Google can listen to me and think I'm talking nonsense.
And tell me I'm talking
nonsense. They say Gary Google.
Yeah.
I don't actually like that term, by the way. But the point is that because it's Hyde Park, it's a place where people have different views. And I think that really, if we could only listen to one type of view, then it wouldn't be Hyde Park. It wouldn't be Hyde Park. So I think that from that perspective, and with what's happened today, I think that there are 1 or 2 people who are in the ears of some of the Muslims who are at Hyde Park, and I think they are saying to them that as much as you're trying to give dawah, you're actually hurting the cause of Islam. And I think that we should do whatever we can. To ensure that free speech reigns in Speaker's Corner, because it's the only place in the country that I'm aware of where we have this right, whereby you will, generally speaking, be left alone by the police and everybody else. And I just find it very dangerous when other people believe that they have a right to police your free speech.
When the police can't do it. Yeah. When the police don't do it. Yeah.
No. A man said to me, if Tommy Robinson, a man came to me and said, if Tommy Robinson comes to the park today and calls you a nigger, what would you say? I said, well, I wouldn't beat him up. I wouldn't beat him up, because there are different ways that you can administer beatings to people. It's not just physical. And you have to be very careful that when somebody says something to us which is offensive in this particular arena, even if it's somebody calling you a nigger, you have a right, or you should be able to control yourself. So if Tommy Robinson was to come to this park and say to me that I'm a nigger, I would ask him for his evidence as to why he believes I'm a nigger, and then I would totally destroy his argument.
And what it actually means.
I would ask him, what does it mean, and sit down. Because you see, the thing is, one thing I'm clear of is that ignorance lives by itself. You know, ignorance really does. Ignorance doesn't have any partners, and ignorance lives in a sealed room surrounded by the echoes of its own narcissism. You understand? And that's what it wants. It wants you to leave it so it can carry on doing what it's always done. Instead of, when people coming out with arguments, that there is a counter narrative to their argument. So if it's Hyde Park, I don't care what you say to me, even though I'm a big guy, you're not going to get me to put my fists up unless you're going to put your hands on me first. And on that basis, and I pointed out, if you put your hands on me first, which is what I pointed out, then some people are going to be destroyed. You understand? That doesn't mean that you're aggressive. Actually, it means it shows your love of peace, that you're prepared to suffer anything from people. Say whatever you like. Just don't think that you can threaten me and then put your hands on me. I don't think that's
They tried to say that you threatened them by saying that, though. I was speaking to the geezer last week, and he was saying, you said, it's a warning
that we all should
going to
take on
destroy
board.
me. It's a warning.
No. Can I just say to you, I think we cleared that up today. That's not what I said at all. What it was Hamid had given an apology which I said was insincere, and on the basis that it was insincere, I'm not going to accept it under that. When I said that, it seemed as if he took offence to that, and then he then said, well, if I see you at the park in future, I'm going to be up in your face, and it's not going to be like first time. And I'm thinking, I was desperate to come down here last week, but I couldn't. I came here today, and I immediately was up his face, because you're now going to have to repeat that. You understand? I'm saying that to give him his credit, he did retract a lot of what was said, and sometimes when people retract what they say, it's not good for you then to carry on pushing.
Humbly accept it.
You've got to humbly accept it. And so, on the basis of what he said, I think that latterly, by the time I got to the end of the conversation, which was a long one, I believe that he was sincere. I believe that sometimes people can say things and it comes over in the wrong way. It's just that I'm like any other man. If you threaten me, you understand, I'm going to be here, and then just back that up. But like, I think that he was sincere. I think that it's been dealt with. It's as simple as that.
One point you made, I think it was very good when you said that this question of free speech.
I didn't hear you, sorry?
When you mentioned that the free speech is paramount in this part particularly, and that's what they can't really deal with. Because I actually heard, the person is here today, I'm not going to point out whether a Muslim, and he actually said, I don't know if Gary could remember, he actually said that he doesn't believe in free speech.
No, but can I be honest with you? Yes, that's right. Some of them don't understand the notion of free speech or the democratic principle of free speech. However, I have to be fair. You understand? Even to somebody, I'm not going to say I don't dislike Hamid. I don't dislike him. I believe that we have totally different views. You understand? And as I said to you, he spoke to me today, and I felt that he was sincere. I think that I should also point out that whereas once upon a time he was saying that if anybody says anything against the Prophet _salam, he's going to do X, Y, Z, he has now said, which I think is very, very good, he has now said that if Sarah is at the park, anybody's at the park and he hears any type of negativity regarding the Prophet, he's going to ignore them. Do you understand? Now, for me, when Hamid takes that position, he is now in the winning position. You hear what I'm saying? He's in the winning position because A, he's controlling himself, and B, he's not feeding into any negativity. You understand? Which is the position that they should have taken in the beginning. But let me just be very clear that I'm not in any argument. You understand? I'm not in any argument with Hamid. You can't accept someone's apology and then go back on that.
I'm going to go seek him out and then tell him, look, bruv, maybe we started off on the wrong foot, but this is it, and fine. But then to come out after 5 minutes after your apology and say, well, if you don't like my apology, then I'm here for you.
Yeah, I found that.
Yeah, and in 5 minutes, because the brother you're talking about has never once said anything to you about you. Neither is he the person. Neither is he the person who disrespected your prophet.
Never.
Neither is he the person. So to allay everything on him, it looks like you're trying to pick on black people.
That's exactly
because
right.
to draw him in, you're drawing all of us in, which is wrong because we deal with everybody on an individual basis. I got Muslims in my family. I got stronger Muslims in my family than a lot of the Muslims here put together. Yeah, but they don't behave like this. Seriously, they do not behave like this. So we're tired of talking about it all the time, and every single time. That's horrible. So we need to understand that, look, guys, if there's any righteousness we're all looking for, we need to give each other space to speak. If you don't like what's being said, don't come speaker's corner. I don't like what Hollywood puts on the movies. Every day they make fun of Africa. Yeah, every day they downgrade our women, our men. Why aren't the Muslims crying over that?
The right ones are the wrong ones.
Yeah, so listen, be a man. Go on.
I think at the end of the day, yeah, one, this is Speaker's Corner. Yeah. Two, it's been there for a very long time.
Very long time.
Many different kind of people being had and speaking.
Over Gary, come over.
I'm here.
You're not there.
I'm here.
No, so people hear your voice, man.
Yeah.
I'm here.
People to see that we're in the
I'm
mix,
here.
in the
We're
build.
talking very famous people, you know, who spoke here. We're talking Lenin, we're talking Garvey,
Marcus Garvey,
we're
George
talking
Orwell.
Even we're talking big bro. I mean, no, seriously, every man, Ian, every man that stepped on here is the man like us.
Yes. And we're the
Yeah, if we don't start taking what you control and credit for being here, then we don't deserve being here, do we?
The other thing is that, you know, the whole world is watching this
Exactly.
place of freedom, where we can share ideas and whatnot. Now, we may not like what someone says, and you have the right to heckle the hecklers. Yeah, you have the right to heckle. Yeah. And we may not like the heckling. Yeah, but it's Speaker's Corner. It's part of it. There's people back in the days, I'm sure they were paid to just heckle. But the key thing is this: there should be no violence. Yeah, there should be no threat.
There should be no intimidation.
There should be no intimidation. There should be no aggression.
And also, one thing: when people criticise other people all the time, but they don't want to listen to, they haven't got a point to put out for themselves. For example, some of the Bible bashers over there, they will criticise one religion and they'll focus on one religion and then make the situation worse and worse. You don't get people who get angry, obviously there's not passionate people. But then if you're out there preaching the Bible, preach the Bible. If you see a Muslim scholar preaching the Quran, he'll never put the Bible down, he'll listen. I've noticed this for many years, that he'll listen to the person asking the question and he'll answer him. Whereas the Christian people over there, and what they do is they're just heckling Islam. Bang, bang,
But
bang.
I don't accept that.
Like I said, it's Speaker's Corner. The power here is the mouth.
Yeah.
So it don't matter what you're doing. If you're preaching or you're teaching, yeah, or you're heckling, yeah, that's your right. Yeah. This is the key thing here. It's about our
Let's
rights.
ask you something, bro. I know it looks like. Anyway, guys, just before we leave, there's two words I thought to drop that needs to become part of our language: Afrophobia and Negrophobia. Yeah, there's a lot of Afrophobia and a lot of Negrophobia from time immemorial. We started everything. We started Islam. We started what you call Christianity. Anything started on this earth, if we were not there, it didn't start. That's why there's the phobia on black. But you need us. That's why the only people you're picking on right now in the park is black. We're not picking on you personally. If Islam, if Christianity is real, I would be so proud to just, listen to what I'm saying, brother. You can't go up to Usain Bolt and tell him he can't run. And you don't need to argue with him. Just start the run, innit? So if Islam is not a lie, you don't need to shout. It needs to be self-evident. If you're shouting, it's because it's not self-evident. Or if you're getting upset.
Making threats.
Making threats.
We're touching a nerve. What nerve is it? The nerve of unsurety? What nerve is it?
No, I think that's just passion.
You know what I'm saying? So look at it like this, brother. If you really believe in what you say is yours, let it speak for itself. You can be the mouth for it, but don't push people to it. Because guess what? I can assure you, them shoes you're wearing, they didn't push it on you. You looked at it by yourself, you thought about it by yourself, and you paid for it by yourself. Why should anything else be different?
I think the same analogy applies with, like, for instance, Mayweather and Conor.
Say again?
Mayweather and Conor.
Oh, this one coming up.
That's the money-making thing.
Well, we'll see who's talking shit.
I will smash him, don't worry. I'll beat him.
You know, and that's it. We see what the truth is. You understand?
Round up, Brother Gary, say something.
We'll see what the truth
Just in
is.
case brothers want to move on.
Okay.
I was going to have a separate word for you. I wanted to reach out into the comments. 5-0. Don't go like you said. Why? No. Take it off. Yes. Too far. That's why. That's what they do. The people who don't have the shine, they use their shine.
I know that's exactly what they did, yeah.
You understand? It's giving him shine. It's validating him as a person.
Can I just say to you?
To be in your... He can, in history now, he's going to go down saying, me, I'm not talking about what to do. I didn't want you to go that I don't want you to go that low. You leave him and you send the little ones to talk. Honestly. Because the people behind them are not man enough to face you. So they send them out. In intellect, in spirit, and in just being
I think that the point I was making earlier about free speech and the importance of free speech is that if that free speech is lost, we're going to be in real problems. And I think that many people misunderstand what Speaker's Corner is. Many people misunderstand what this particular part of Hyde Park is. And a lot of the time they believe that Speaker's Corner is like 300-400 people coming to a park and speaking. However, they don't understand, just like if you're shooting a soap opera, there's just a director and a producer behind the camera, and there's probably the people who are acting. The truth is, it goes out to a worldwide audience. And whatever we say, however we behave, we must understand that this goes out to a worldwide audience who are listening very intently to what we say. Because one of the shocking things for me, and even with Sarah showed me comments from New Zealand, Australia, Indonesia, China. This stuff really does go around the world. And if we understand Hyde Park the way in which we should, we can easily become, I don't like the term role model, but I can't think of a better term at the moment, because there are people in the world...
standard.
Or the standard, if you like.
I know the word slightly still works.
Yeah, because if you imagine you live in a particular part of the world whereby someone can say something and your first thought is to run to violence, but you've seen strong-willed characters at Hyde Park have serious debates with other people, and it doesn't have to fall into violence. This is a totally different narrative that we're throwing out, and people will think to themselves, my God, do you know how I know this to be true? Because I know what I used to be like. And I, like came up watching Hyde Park, and I was astonished that people could have them type of debates and there was no war. And I thought to myself, this is the most fantastic thing, I genuinely believe that, the most fantastic thing in the world, where people didn't have to agree, but there was no violence. And for me, therein lies the real heaven. You understand, where you can debate, where you can argue, where you can have an opposing view.
Look, can I jump in and cut you off? Can I cut you off with your permission? I don't know, Gary. Have you been in House of Parliament before? I've been giving you a seat. Oh, well, look at it. I love the ethos behind that thing. The Prime Minister's there, the opposition's there. They can cuss each other out with beautiful words all day long.
I went to the House
All day long, but nobody starts, nobody starts telling somebody else, look, I'm the Prime Minister. I'm going to get you locked up soon. I'm going to do this, do that.
My wife and I were invited to House of Parliament to have dinner with a very well-known MP.
Well, let me know next time, I beg.
I won't tell you who it is, so I don't want to give it away. And I was astonished. He took us into where the chambers are, and we went on the Tory side. And even though he is antithetical to whatever they believe, you're not allowed to sit on the benches. You're just not allowed to. And he said, you can't do that. And like, even when we was in the restaurant, there were people that I've seen him argue with in Parliament, and they were very warm. And so I was kind of like, didn't I see this guy say this?
Sharpening your fingers and claws.
And we should be grateful for that, because there are many parts in the world that do not understand the concept of free speech, and because of that, people are imprisoned within the minds of other limited people, because they have power, and they have power to enforce their violence. So people don't follow their beliefs because their beliefs are true or their beliefs are just. They follow their beliefs because those who control their beliefs are exceedingly violent.
At the end of the day, they say, he who holds the sword, isn't it?
Yes,
it's he who holds the sword who makes the rules, isn't it? And you hold the sword. Who's going to say no to you? When the police come, you see them all packaged up, innit? And they come like that and say, mate, move back, mate. You know they mean business, innit? They're the law. They're not right.
Not only sword, money and soul.
Where true?
Not only soul. Money and you're wrong. So money and soul. Who's going to go? You go.
True. So we know.
And nothing to do with religion.
It's not because them people are right.
Nothing to do with religion.
So we as humans on the floor, when are we going to realize that we need to use what we have? We can't bring their tools, which is the sword, to deal with each other, because we have neither of them. We only have that. We don't have the sword or the money power.
Yeah, thank you.
We don't have none of that. You can't go and colonize somebody.
Yeah, but the problem, brother, today, forget the soul and the money. Today, the new generation, people, they are more educated. Education, people, young boys, over the slavers. Everybody intelligent. The world now is too small. All the people now, not like in my age. We are like stupid.
Let me tell you something.
Let me finish. Let's speak. Today, our children, our everybody is educated. You know what we do? Put the religion in the front.
Put religion in front.
And give some money. You like me? Okay. You don't like me? I will give him money. Okay.
There we go again.
Yeah.
The sword.
Thank you. And the money. Everybody educated.
To get a sword, you need money.
In my age, we go to school. I go to school 13 kilometers. Walking with plastics.
I understand.
And we go to the school with the black days with the white.
School, 15 kilometers.
15.
Every single thing.
And I have to wait for me. Come back.
And you look so young still.
When we come back home, there's no food.
All the children are educated. Look, if you got son, I promise you, bring it in his son 5 years now. 4 years. My son 5 years. And he told me, Daddy, you're old fashioned. That told me what you want. And I give him a computer. Me, I don't know. So they said now, everybody educated, the education very high. We have to shoot them. That shoot us. Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Sorry, Mr.
Thanks for that.
No religion.
Well said.
I promise you, no religion. Nothing to do with religion.
Did we both
It's
not
not religion.
Do we need any
Nothing
spin
to
in
do with
that?
religion.
We don't need any.
It is what it is, yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah. So there's a lot I could say, but it would only be in support of what he said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not in So, brother, blessings to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. God bless you.
We need to learn
Yeah.
that to disagree with each other is the first stage of real freedom. To be able
My
to
age,
disagree.
in my age, 17
not to
years,
just fight, but to disagree so you can check something.
in my age,
Like a husband and wife. The wife will say, husband, I think something's going on there. The husband will say, I don't think so. And they both go and what? Check it. It's not disagreement, is it?
No.
It's
my age,
It's a dialogue.
17
to
years,
check the thing.
Dialogue, yeah.
in my age, 17 years, age, 18 years, when my dad coming, talk to me. Fry. It might be good one. But you know why my daddy want to give me that?
You get what
Because
it is.
my dad,
Yeah, they don't chat to you
listen
like.
to me. My dad, when I'm scared, he love me, but he want me to stop. If I go to talk, then we come and kill him. Kill my mom, kill my dad, kill all your family. That's our grown dad, our grandfather, our father. We are scared. 18 years. Where you going? Where you do that? Do what they want. Because our dad now, my father is dying. I realize now, he was scared. Maybe they come, if I talk, educated, maybe they come to my dad and shoot him.
Which country you're from?
Well, doesn't matter.
No, okay.
Tier one.
Fair enough. Why? There's only one reason I was asking.
Around the world you want.
But don't worry,
Thank
don't worry. I understand
You
what
know
you're
what I
saying.
mean? But now, you can do nothing. 4 years, children, 4 years, academies, we're talking about nurses. I said, I'm not educated, man. I'm not high educated. I said, my son, please, would you do for me this? Tell me. And look at me
They don't
like this.
answer, do they?
He look at me like big man, 5 years, tell me shut up, just tell me what you want.
They're the
And he got
controller.
this technology to Daddy,
They're the control.
because the world is educated, the world is small, they're scared.
We call it miseducation.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
That's the point. Not only black, white, thing, Christian, Jew, nothing to do with this bullshit. They all put this in the front.
Okay, fair enough.
God bless you. Salam alaikum.
You know, some people don't